Remember, this entire manga and every manga on this channel is hand-drawn by myself, and now you too can learn exactly how to make your own viral Dragon Ball mangas at www.makemanga.com, where you can learn directly from me. My mangas have got me on TV, on newspapers, and even earned me over $60,000 a month on Patreon alone. And now, you can click the link in the description and pinned comment of this video and do it yourself. You only need to see the website to see just how many thousands of you are taking this opportunity right now. And don't forget also, the next video to this Ultra Vegito series has already been made and is live now on my Patreon right now for over 4,500 of you incredible fans to watch after this. Again, links are in the pinned comment and description. Enjoy. So our story would begin with the dramatic sight of the just shot through the chest God Killer Trunks, blood exploding out of his torso like a volcano, as both his father Vegeta and Jiren would watch helplessly and in shock on either side. His body seen floating back by itself, and as if his life were fading fast, and in that moment it would seem whoever was possessing Trunks would now feel all alone. He would mutter, "Lucifer, brother, I knew you had more to show me." Trunks! Trunks! Ultimately falling right onto his backside for a large thud, cracking the stone-cold ground beneath him, as instantly both Vegeta and Goku would quite rightly react in shock and concern for their fellow God Killer. Damn it! I was careless. My fun might be over. As despite Trunks' body being made of boo and such an injury usually being an easy fix, for some reason, things would be different this time, as quite clearly in severe pain, the possessed Saiyan would have his eyes closed, groaning as he would clutch onto his injured chest. No! Wait! Vegeta! Look down! But unfortunately, despite the Archangel's concerns, Goku wouldn't have the luxury or time to worry any more about the fallen Saiyan, as looking at the ground, a sight far more damning would come to his attention. What? You've got to be kidding me! He played us like a damn fiddle this whole time! As when Vegeta would listen and look down as well, his recoil of terror would be identical.
Perhaps I should have been around to teach you to keep your guard up, little brother.
As down below, with a menacing stare, his finger still pointed and surrounded him crackling black lightning, Lucifer, the Omni-Devil, would showcase an all-new form, armored and with dual black wings, as he would soon bring down his arm and reveal a far more slender look. His skin now more bluish than red as it used to be, as seemingly Lucifer would slowly but surely be returning back to his original angelic self. As now looking at his arm, he would then comment,
Sorry to surprise you all like this, but things needed to get sticky before I could truly figure out how to do this. Odd though, I expected more. This divine armor, this must be what the Elder Gods use. Its defense is formidable, that's for sure.
But looking to Goku, he would then continue,
But I must also say, it stings deeply that it shares so many similarities to immortals like yours, Son Goku. But with being born an angel originally, I guess it couldn't be helped when your sad life revolves around faking angelic powers and forms. You fraudulent animal!
Lucifer! I'm more angel than you could ever be, you monster! As a triggered Goku, gritting his teeth, would provide a rebuttal instantly. But Vegeta would soon turn his attention back to his fallen son, seeing he's still on the ground, writhing in pain. What are you doing? Whether you're taken over or not, Trunks, that body of yours is made of boo like ours, is it not? Hurry up and heal! Initiating a panicked response mixed with anger to push Trunks' recovery speedily along. Don't you think I would have if I could, Father Number One? But angrily grunting back still in pain, the possessed Saiyan would explain, This Trunks you speak of, he may know how to do that with a body like this, but not me! How could I? I'm just a damn toddler still! This strange reply instantly shocking Vegeta once again, this whole situation being extremely weird for the Saiyan to comprehend. Never mind him, warrior! He isn't your spawn anymore! He's been taken over by something! Talking to him will do us no favors! But Jiren, snapping Vegeta out of it, would be quick to remind the prince. Then get out of him! Leave him now! He's about to die! This immediately putting the father into action, as now enraged and not willing to see Trunks die like this, he would scream out in pure rage. Idiot! But mysteriously, even while nearly on death's bed, the possessed Saiyan would crack a smile, gripping to his chest as he would say, Listen here. What's going to happen is one of you heals me, or this battle ends here. Because like it or not, if I don't leave like you want me to, yes, this Trunks will die. But if I do leave, well, let's be real with how this battle has been going so far. If I leave, we all die! As instantly on that bombshell badass line from the child of Rani, all three God Killers would be left stunned, knowing that he spoke nothing but facts. That the most powerful fighter on the field was this taken over Trunks, whether they wanted to accept it or not, as each would then have 100 thoughts running through their mind of what to do next. If I do this again, I don't even know if I'll be in this fight anymore! The biggest dilemma being all on the Archangel's shoulders, as with him having the only healing abilities of the group, it would be him who would make the final decision. As clearly not pleased, a tense Goku would then begin walking fast towards the fallen Trunks. So you came, Father. Be quiet! As Goku now hunching over the body of the Saiyan, would sternly stare at him. Kakarot! What do you think you're doing? Let him leave! We'll take Trunks! Heal him now, and you'll have no energy left! As Vegeta, stunned by his rival's actions, would think only of his family. There's no guarantee he's going to leave before Trunks dies, Vegeta! We have no choice! He's our only hope without Vegito! As suddenly, flashing himself in a bright light, Goku's hand would be revealed levitating above Trunks' chest. Covered in his divine aura, it would be clear to all what Goku was now doing. All but the possessed Trunks, who would begin experiencing a strange tingling sensation. And within moments, with Goku's archangel healing abilities, the gaping wound of the Saiyan would be completely patched up, leaving off a trail of smoke and condensation as if it had been freshly baked. How wonderful! Perhaps you are my favorite father after all. As instantly on his body recovering, a teeth-bearing grin would be returned to the warrior. Don't make me regret this! I gave you my all! As now, exhausted and visibly sweating from the forehead, Goku would begrudgingly accept the situation, removing his hand quick as Trunks would begin getting up, replying, "Oh, don't worry. How could there ever be regrets when it comes to family?" You see, Lucifer, this is what it means to take after your own. A pity. You chose to get on the wrong side of me. As with electricity returning to his dual-colored eyes, like his energy had returned along with a Zenkai boost, Trunks, now standing, would stare at Lucifer and mutter, "At least I can see now why Mother favored you so much. The golden child before me. Guess it's only right I put this power to the test." As without a care more or use for Goku now, the so-called son would instantly abandon him and fly off into the distance in chase of Lucifer. But as Goku would remain alone, in silence, he would eventually mousily turn his eye to the prince and whisper, "I'm sorry, Vegeta. I had to do what gave us the best chance." Clown! But a cold Vegeta, seemingly unable to forgive Goku for allowing his son to continue to be possessed, would let out only a single insult before flying off as well, following Trunks. But not leaving his old friend alone, Jiren would soon come to his side. Huh? Jiren? Leaving Goku wondering what this was about, before Jiren would then just say, "You did the right thing, Son Goku. Regardless of the situation, you cannot let this affect our overall goal. Your power is low, but I will cover you. Now come, the battle is far from over." As readying themselves briefly, both would then fly off too, straight for the battlefield, whether Goku was in any state to or not.
And here it is. The whole gang back together again. Though one of you seems to be even weaker than before.
As just like that, despite Lucif's goads, all 4 God-Killers would come again, staring at an even greater challenge than before head-on, with a smiling Trunks at the helm saying, Don't worry about them, brother. The real battle is between us, and you should know. My father's genes means I will come back stronger every time.
Yes. Whatever the hell that means. I will give you all the benefit that you are indeed brave. No matter my power, you come here like flies without minds. The final battle for the multiverse shall be recorded as such. Now make your move. These wings need stretching.
As in a dominant position with one foot on a stump, Omni-Devil Lucif's finger would signal for them to approach. Not an ounce of caution or lack of confidence in his demeanor, or even a single injury.
As you wish. Round 2 coming up, Lucif!
As Vegeta, instantly taking this command to heart, would then surround himself in a bubbling force field of electricity, before powering up again to his Super Saiyan 3 Devil transformation in a demonic roar. Launching first, without the others, taking out all his pent-up rage from the events of earlier surrounding Trunks. His fist pushed forward directly at Lucif's smiling face. Swiftly switching to bringing his leg around, the first kick, however, dodged. But not willing to try any more physical attacks, his next move would be to blast straight up high into the sky.
Stretch those wings, Lucif, but not before I burn them away!
As lifting both arms up, Vegeta would soon reveal a spirit bomb-like attack right above him. The energy clearly otherworldly as it continues to grow and grow in size above, while Lucif would just champion his fist as if cheering the prince on.
Gallic Sun!
Screaming at the top of his voice as he would swoop his arms down, and with it, an all-new attack of his would follow on like on puppet strings. Within moments, soaring down below, right within the Omni-Devil's sights.
Like I said, like mindless flies, you fight against the inevitable. But why?
As muttering out monologues, Lucif would just not have a care in the world. Regardless though, on impact, the resulting explosion would be gigantic, ripping away the landscape, sending punishing waves of wind and debris all over. It would be hard to believe that even Lucif would be unscathed.
Vegeta! Your energy keeps growing!
Surprising even Goku, who in his vulnerable state would be forced to cover himself. Looks like he may be taking your spot as number 1 father, Goku. Look at him go. I just know. One day, I'll enjoy fighting him to the death. This strange comment immediately catching the Archangel's attention, as now he would wonder whether he made the right decision at all to heal him. Was this possessed version of Trunks even really on their side? But before any questions could be asked, Rani's child would already be gone, flying straight for the mass of smoke in the background, leaving Jiren and Goku to themselves. But it would be at this point, the Grey Warrior would then turn and say, "It's time, Son Goku. I will lead. Fight behind me, and I will protect you." Before he too, after those heroic words, would also join the affray, with the stars of impact all over the sky, as clearly the battle was raging on. Something's changed in Jiren. He kind of feels like the old him. With at least a smile on Goku's face as he realizes his and Jiren's bond had returned to normality even after all these years and the events of Season 1. Right, let's go! As placing his 2 fingers on his forehead, the Archangel would then begin instantly transmissioning right towards the action. But when we would rejoin inside the battle, already we would see Vegeta's bloodied nose being smashed in by a powerful punch from a divine armored arm that could only belong to the Omni Devil.
Sorry, but it looks like you were the one to get your wings clipped in the end, dear Prince.
As in the very next panel, the beatdown on Vegeta would only get more brutal, as with a simple movement of just the Omni Devil's arm, behaving like it were a sword, a slicing cascade across Vegeta's entire body would be seen. As only moments later, not only would we hear the eardrum-bursting screams of Vegeta now in unimaginable pain, but we would see clearly as an entire side of Vegeta's body would be sliced off, parting slowly as blood would begin to splatter out. But just as this would happen, with his arm still up in the air, seemingly unbeknownst to him with his smile, on either side, Trunks and Jiren would appear, their fists already cocked back, about to attack simultaneously. But in typical fashion, even as they both would attack at full speed, whether Lucif was looking or not, in his new form, he would quickly teleport away, escaping danger on sense alone.
Hello again, Grey Man.
And not just that, but a frame later, reappearing right beside Jiren's outstretched arm. And again, with the Omni Devil's own hand spearheaded, fast approaching until... My arm! As using the same technique again, if you could even call it that he used against on Vegeta now on Jiren. With just a simple movement of his arm, the former Pride Trooper would be punished with a scathing slice all the way down his arm. You useless fool! Were you really that fragile? The mass of blood exploding out of Jiren's arm, even alarming the possessed Trunks. But as they would fail, in front of Lucif, another warrior would appear. The Archangel Goku, despite his drained energy. Get away from them! Screaming out as now he would come exploding forward with his own white feathered fist. As unfortunately, this lack of energy Goku now had would be no joke, with Lucifer even letting the Saiyan strike him, just to show how meaningless it would all be, with his facial expression nor skin even being moved an inch. Guess I really did overdo it healing Trunks, as Goku, left with an awkward face now, would just know things weren't looking good for him. Don't worry, Father! I'm here! But just as he would do that, from behind Lucifer, with a rising axe kick, all their hopes and dreams in the possessed Trunks would come down for a brutal attack that would hopefully finally stop Lucifer from smiling. But unbelievably, even when Trunks would land a clean hit, genuinely like an axe chopping down on wood, against Lucifer's new divine armor, nothing would change. No movement, no reaction. Leaving only Rani's child in an overwhelming shock, as for the first time in his short life, he would feel inadequate, muttering, What is happening here? I'm the strongest! I'm supposed to be stronger than you! With Lucifer just callously commenting,
It seems even those who pretend to be my little brother suffer the same fate of second place. Just like you did. Die.
You! But from one magnanimous battle to another, the scene would then change back to Castiel and the Omni King Vegito finally, who in close range to each other would appear to be having a classic hand-to-hand battle, with a swiping kick down from the Omni King as Castiel would dodge, albeit with a surprised look on his face from the speed. You're open, mortal! Regardless though, the Archangel wouldn't be without reply, already bringing his arm back up straight to aim at the Saiyan's head. But the Omni King's vision, with his mysterious white seraphim, would be too on point, perfectly sidestepping at just the right moment, leaving now the Elder God being the vulnerable one. Instantly pivoting his right foot on the ground and... with an instant jumping attack, Omni King Vegito would storm down, right onto a staring up Castiel, clearly not used to an aggressive Saiyan fighting style like this. But regardless of his unfamiliarity, the Vegito would just land his fist and be ultimately left smashing it onto the ground alone, as behind him, Castiel would make a swift escape. You are quite the fighter. I have no idea how long you've lived, but indeed, I can sense your experience. As up in the sky, the Elder God would be forced to shower some compliments. But not before then quickly flying back in towards the back-turned Vegito. Sneak attacks? I expected more from your kind. as Castiel would come closer and closer, and despite already turning his head, Vegito would just not be turning his body. Instead, a smile on his face as gripping his fist tightly, he would comment, "This feeling. I haven't felt excitement like this in so long. Maybe some time away is exactly what I need after all." What? As even with limited view, at the exact perfect timing, Vegito would jump back straight over, backwards at that, leaving the elder god trailing forward with a look of confusion on his face as he simply cannot believe what would be happening. Thinking, just what kind of speed is this to match even me? Enough! Landing eventually, back turned to each other as with a definite annoyance on Castiel's face now. I will punish you! Give it your best shot, creator. With their faces grimaced, they would rapidly turn around to strike and... But one step ahead, just as they would attack, not only would Vegito have his fist ready, but with his spare hand, he would already be parrying away Castiel's arm so that only his attack would come through. What is this fighting IQ? Castiel immediately beginning to notice now that he was being outclassed in pure martial arts, pulling his arm back immediately before instantly flying straight into the sky, leaving a bemused Vegito alone on the ground. This must be what happens when you spend all day watching TV and drinking wine. I've lost my edge clearly, but definitely not my powers. As instantly spreading his hands, putting two fingers out on each, behind, the emergence of an ancient hieroglyph would come. This spar ends here! Whoa! As high up in the sky, finally, Castiel would showcase his elder hieroglyph again, as surrounding him in a heptagon, 7 black balls of energy, all spitting out white electricity, would generate instantly. Their power truly out of this world, and leaving the Omni King Vegito with no hope of escaping all of them. Now this is more like it. When this is all said and done, you better teach me how to get one of those weird signs for myself. They kinda look like the tattoos Bulla used to have. A smile now across the Omni King's face, excited more than fearful, as he would give some insight into his age compared to our Vegitos also. Tough luck, my creation, but no, this will be something you see only. Power like this could never be attained by the likes of you. Now face it and bow down! As suddenly forcing his eyes open, the hidden anger of Castiel would emerge, as it would seem, losing sight of recruiting a supposed warrior for himself, he had experienced enough disrespect that it was time to end this Vegito. What? It's so fast! And end Vegito it would most certainly do. As White Seraphim or not, the speed of this Elder God technique would be so speedy, it would almost seem like instant transmission had been used for all 7 powerful spheres to now be right at the Omni King's face. His staggered body just way too slow to do a thing about it. The collision, creating an almighty explosion, an inferno of fire that even looks like an energy ball itself. In the aftermath, leaving a plume of ashy smoke as the white Archangel would elegantly land on the ground. And with his arms folded, thoroughly pleased and back in his element, Castiel would say, My, this is why you don't push an Elder God too far. I suppose some fault lays with me, but hopefully you're in at least one piece. I'm still here, so you must be alive. And it would seem, looking at the smoke, that perhaps Castiel was right. A dark silhouette would be visible, though it would seem far larger than one of a single man. And indeed, things would get more strange when a giant eye would peer through that could never belong to Vegito. What is this? A summoning? As more and more of this strange contraption would then appear until... What the devil is this? As with a raucous roar, some kind of wall would now show itself, but with its blood-red texture, moving eyes, jagged teeth, and dual horns. This would not look like the work of a god nor angel, but the complete opposite. This atmosphere, this feeling. How and why would an Omni King have access to such an ability? This is of demons. There's no doubt about it. What is the meaning of this? As even Castiel would know something was wrong here. And all the while, out the door which made the demonic wall's mouth, feet would approach with a familiar laugh. As eventually, Vegito, Omni King Vegito, would show himself again. His eyes hidden, but a smirk visible, as he would mutter confidently, Sorry, perhaps you had me mistaken. Or maybe I just didn't clarify. Don't be afraid. I'm still your creation, the Omni King. As we would then get a full view of Vegito in front of his intimidating wall, before he would then finish, I'm just the devil too. You can call me the Omni Devil. What? Another one? As suddenly revealing in a blockbuster plot twist, this Vegito would not be as clean-cut as we once thought. His eyes now revealed to be the same as Lucif's now, as he would reveal himself to be the same Elder God level threat as what Lucif had been this entire time. Now, just what will Castiel and the Elder Gods do now? But that was it for today's video, guys, and if you made it this far, leave me a hashtag another one in the comments down below and let me know just what kind of life has this Vegito lived. Or just find out what happens right now on my Patreon, where you can see the full next video, fully voice acted, soundtracked and edited for you to enjoy with over 4,500 plus other fans, as well as getting access to 250 plus other fan mangas too. It's the deal of the century.